Hi there and welcome to another session of Business Studies with me, Vishwanath sir. Our quest for excellence in this subject will continue. And to understand this subject better, it is necessary that you understand the concepts of this chapter well, which will make you more productive in terms of marks as well as in terms of answering the questions. As you know, case studies forms a very important and vital part of your CBSE question paper of business studies. So in order to know this, it is very essential for us not only to read the chapter properly, but to understand the concepts well. In order to understand these concepts well, it is necessary that you read a chapter 2 or 3 times, and each time you read the chapter, please make note of the important points. Besides this, in order to connect and get a better understanding of this subject, it is necessary that you apply these topics with the outside world and also connect it with the business news and happenings which form an integral part of these business studies, case studies. So my advice to you is that do watch certain TV channels, business channels like CNBC and so on. Also read up certain sections of the newspaper which is related to the business. Watch for the latest mergers and amalgamations of companies. Watch for certain layoffs which is there in the current scenario, and this has become the order of the day. Okay, staffing has become a very important part, as you know, and as rightly told by Mr. Narayan Murthy, when our employees walk out of the office in the evening, we would like to see them come back next day. That means treat your employees as good as they are, you can treat them. Give them the best of working conditions and they will give you the best of results. Okay, it is possible that when you pamper them with all the facilities, they are going to they would feel that the company is needs them and they will provide all the required help which the organization wants. So it's a two-way thing where a give and take has to happen, and together it would be possible that the right staff will see to it that the organization reaches the top, no matter how much hard work has to be put in at crucial moments. So this chapter, staffing, is a very important aspect, especially dealing with the human resource management, okay, where they take important decisions of recruiting people, training people, tracking their progress, what has happened, seeing their appraisals, also seeing their career growth, seeing the legal aspects. So every aspect is covered in this department, which is known as the human resource department. Okay, I go further from here and we stress on certain case studies for this chapter called staffing. In order to improve the quality and quantity of output, job satisfaction to the employees, Speed Limited has adapted various ways of training as follows. A. Mr. Tejas was asked to work with an expert for a specific period so that he learns by observation and practice. Mr. Kunal was in the company so that he could practice the theoretical knowledge acquired by him from his college. Mr. Rahul was provided a dummy model of the machinery to do practice. Identify and state the methods of training highlighted in the above situation. Okay, of course we'll name the explanation, you can do it. In the first situation, Tejas worked with an expert for a specified period of time, so you could consider this to be apprenticeship training. Mr. Kunal was in the company so that he could practice his theoretical knowledge, so this would be internship training. And Mr. Rahul was provided a dummy model of machinery to do practice, so this is vestibule training. Okay, so these points have to be expanded when you are writing your answer. We go to the next case study where Sunaina is working as a human resource manager in Gurpreet Limited. She was asked to establish the wage and salary plans for the company's prospective employees. She has also been advised to set up the performance-based plan which will positively influence the employee's performance. Identify and state the step of staffing process discussed above. If you are talking about this, they are talking about money, they are talking about wages, they are talking about salaries. So it has to be compensation because it refers to all forms of pay and rewards which is given to the employees. Okay, from Sunaina onwards, I go to the next case study of Dynamic Limited. The employees in the sales department of Dynamic Limited are always working against time. They are not able to meet all the customers' demands due to shortage of time. Most of the managers in the department have to handle 2 or more territories. Due to work pressure, there is a lot of dissatisfaction among managers. Identify the step of staffing process which was not properly carried out. So here they have not estimated the right number of manpower requirements. Okay, this was not done properly. As a result, what is happening? The existing people are overburdened, and this is going to affect the organization big time in the future. What are the steps the human resource manager must take to ensure proper functioning of the sales department? The human resource manager must conduct workload analysis and workforce analysis of the department and appoint qualified and skilled people to take responsibility of the sales manager and share the work with the existing manager. Okay, so this was something about Dynamic Limited. Now I go to Ketan, who is the Chief Operating Officer of the automobile company. Recently, the company imported very costly and sophisticated Japanese technology to make advanced auto parts in India. He realizes that the existing workers in the organization are not capable of handling this machine. So he decides to recruit new and qualified workers. State any 3 reasons how the company will benefit. Of course, because you are getting fresh resource from outside, you are getting resources which have got good technical knowledge, and these are the people who will try to do their best because they are newly appointed, and they would put in their best for the simple reason they want to take the organization on the top, and also a sense of security that in the future they will be in the same company. Himesh is working as a supervisor in a company. Due to his hard work, he is promoted as a post of production manager. Now the post of the supervisor is vacant and no one can be transferred or promoted to this post. Name the source of recruitment which will be used to fill up this post. You can talk in for the external source of recruitment. And in the question, if they mention any advantages, please do write it too. Okay. From here I go to Mr. Sanjay. While taking the interview, Mr. Sanjay, a manager in the human resource management, did not follow 2 steps in the selection process, as the candidate was his cousin. Which value is missing here? The value points which is missing here is honesty, and secondly, the rules and regulations were not followed. Okay, so the rules and regulations are also missing here. I go to the next question from here, or the next case study. A company proposes a salary structure in its advertisement, but later on follows a completely different salary structure that is less than what was quoted. Mention the values ignored. The value points are honesty, trust, and commitment. So they have ignored all these particular aspects. Sahil, the director of a garment company, is planning to manufacture bags for the utilization of waste materials of one of his garments units. He decides that this manufacturing unit will be set up in a rural area of Odisha, where the people have less job opportunities and the labor is available at a low rate. He also thought of giving equal opportunities to men and women. For this, he selected S strategy Indrajit Kaur, Aslam, and Sarabjit as the head of sales, accounts, purchase, and production departments. The question 1 which follows is, identify and state the 2 steps Sahil has been following in the staffing process after selecting the heads. So the two steps which he followed was, number 1 was placement and orientation or induction. Okay, so here you would see that how the right candidate is given further tasks to carry out. Training and development is a second process which is going on. Okay, and in this training and development, it is defined as certain increasing of knowledge, skills, abilities and employees for a specific job. What are the values which Sahil wants to communicate to the society? He is employing, they are doing economic development and upliftment of the backward area. They are providing jobs in the rural areas, and they are also there is gender equality. There is no discrimination between the males and the females, and optimum resources are utilized. From here, I come to the next case study of Nishant, who is a director of a garments company and is planning to manufacture bags for the utilization of waste material from one of his garment units. He decided that his manufacturing unit will be set up in the rural area of Orissa, where people have very few job opportunity and the labor which is available is at very low rate. He also thought about giving equal opportunities to men and women. For this, he appointed 4 different sales heads, 4 different heads: sales, accounts, purchase and production. He is given an advertisement and he shortlists 10 candidates per post after conducting different selection tests. Okay, your question number 1 which follows is, identify and state the next 3 steps for choosing the best candidate out of the shortlisted ones. So the next 3 steps could be the employment or the selection interview, where a face-to-face conversation between the employer and the candidate is taking place. Then reference and background check. So this is vital because they'll come to know from which institution you have come from and what is your integrity in that particular institution. And the next is the selection decision. Fine. State any 2 values which Nishant wants to communicate to the society by setting up this unit. He is developing the backward area. He is providing job opportunities to the rural areas. There is gender equality by not discriminating between men and women. And finally, he is optimally utilizing the resources. Ashutosh is working with ABC Housing Services. He is also recruiting housing staff for this company. The company provides housekeeping services in Delhi to various companies at short notice. The staff is recruited on temporary basis. The staff provides by the company is known for its trustworthiness and regularity. Ashutosh is famous in his town for providing employment to untrained people. So the first question which arises here is, identify the source of recruitment used by ABC Housing Services Limited. Okay, so this is labor contractor. State 1 advantage, you can tell there's a wider choice. State the disadvantage, it's a lengthy process. The values, any 2 values which is communicated, providing job opportunities and upliftment of the people in the weaker sections of the society. From here, I move to Rohit. Rohit is a training manager in Subhash Automobiles. Rohit has been assigned as a job of providing safety training to the workers who work on dangerous machines. Rohit shows training on paper to complete the formality and pockets the amount meant for training. What values have been violated by the training manager? Value points: not fulfilling the responsibility of the job which is given to him, sacrificing the safety of the workers, cheating Subhash Automobiles by submitting fake bills of training. Okay. Yeah. From here, I go to the next question. A production manager pays less than the minimum wages and gets employees' signatures on minimum wages. Name the values which is not followed by him. The value points are disobeying the law by not giving the minimum wages. Secondly, to take signature of the minimum wages is a fraud. And finally, exploitation of the workers by not giving them the proper wages and making them work more. All this and much more. Please go over through the chapter properly and see that the case studies are put in the proper place. Thank you so much. This is Vishwanath sir signing off.